Okay. I was quiet for most of the day after I got home from work. So forgive my voice. Hello, hello, hello. Just going to give it a second. Got some things to talk about. Mhm. I really want to talk shit because people been getting on my nerves, but I'm going to start it off with something educational before I talk shit. I don't have a lot of energy. Oh, hey, Terry. Peace. Is this your first time over here? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's been a while since I consistently went live. Peace to you. Um, yeah, so like I said, just wanted to put a little message out there, but I might wait to the end to do that. It was some things that I've been wanting to talk about. And this was a conversation that I kind of had when I used to consistently go live. Yes, everything is going well. It is. Yes, I'm better than I have been in years. Let me just say that. Thank you for asking. Sometimes you don't realize, So, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, peace, everybody. For those that, used to be here with me before, I never had a real big channel because I wasn't consistent. But, I had those few people that would always show up. And we used to have a little bit of fun. And sometimes I would talk about some educational stuff. And I've taken all those lives down. So, I did say I was going to start doing a little bit more, to try to get my watch hours up. And I was actually going to go live yesterday because somebody was getting on my nerves in these spaces. Not mad at the person, but they getting on my nerves. And I'm going to just like indirectly send a message there because, some people need to maybe hear it. But briefly talked about the STEM stuff before, and this was actually prompted by a conversation that I had with somebody at work today. And y'all would not believe this. You just never know, right? People that you're around. So we're going to get into talking about it. If you saw the title, the new STEAM. So for those of you that are familiar, sorry, I'm just putting this up on my phone, YouTube. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts. Some say architecture or math. So I talk about how some of those things in the age of AI and all things evil social media based that I've always talked about may become obsolete. And now is the time that we should start talking to our children about it because we're talking about maybe a 25 to 30-year time frame where some of those things may become obsolete. So this is just one perspective. It is not all of the letters, but this is one perspective that I just want to give today before I get into my other stuff. So if you saw again, the S is now software, the T is now trade, the E still engineering. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to completely get rid of that, but entrepreneur is a big E for the future. And then we have automation and medicine. And by the way, this is my pineapple and ginger and turmeric. I really need it. So that's what I've been drinking tonight. I really want to have something else, but I've been working a lot. I haven't had any days off. And yes, I got 2 more days, which will be 10 days in a row working. Got to get that money before before I get some time off at the end of the year. All right. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay. I'm going to get into talking about some of this stuff. All right. So, the S, right? So, as you know, science does encompass a lot of stuff, but we're changing the S to software to target more specific jobs for the future. And this is going to be a little bit of the boring part. But listen, I don't hear many people on here or really in real life anymore talking about conversations that we have with our children from small ages or even, in high school, and talking about what they want to do when they get out of high school. And as some of you know, that is one of the things that is very important to me. It's actually what I do. I have turned my career into a situation where I can help people. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about these conversations that we should be having. Okay, so I'm going to share, let's see, I'm going to share my first one here, talking about the S. All right, and I have a lot of things that I found, but I'm just going to share one because I don't have time to share them all. Hey, Holly, peace. All right, so we talking about the new STEM, Holly. You'll be happy to know that your career is not affected by the future that's going to be taking all these jobs away and all these, things that we usually tell our children that should be doing. Those things I believe are going to be obsolete, and it's a lot of data that shows that as well. Okay, so we're going to share real quick. And after we're done with this, we're going to talk about some other stuff. Y'all saw the title. All right. So, okay. All right. So, sharing this here. All right. So, as you can see, there's a site called Jet King, right? Jet King. So this is like a place where people can go to get career counseling. They do a lot of research and they come up with, some data, not all facts that can support that. So they talk about the top 10 jobs that can't replace AI. And in the new age of STEM or STEAM, we're changing the S again from science to software. And what that encompasses are things like cybersecurity, data scientist, AI, machine learning engineer, software architect, and senior developer, product manager, and this basically is an interface designer. And then, of course, a network engineer, hardware technician, and then there's some stuff with like project and IT management. But basically, what this is saying is, let's touch on cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, my son is actually in that. Went into the Air Force a couple years ago. He's super, super young, but he was always very tech savvy. He was into the coding when AI wasn't able to do the coding for us. When he was a little boy, he created video games and he just loved coding and the language of it. So he was able to turn that into a career. Network engineering, and in the Air Force, he has dabbled in this, which he can't talk to me a lot about, but he gave me the gist of what he does. So yeah, cybersecurity is something that will probably never go away. AI can enhance it, of course. A lot of the quote unquote wars that may be fought in the future are going to be cyber wars, cyber attacks, and things like that. Can AI recognize that type of thing? Yes. But that human element of troubleshooting, I will always say this, troubleshooting and complex problem solving cannot be replaced by AI for certain things. Okay. The other one that's really important to note is the software architect. If you remember, so I'm going to stop sharing this. If you remember, there was a time where we would tell our kids, like, get into computer science. Hey, Shabo. Oh, thank you. These are old ones I've been wearing, girl. We would always tell our children, get into computer science. Now, think about it. Computer science is really becoming obsolete. There is proof that those jobs are being eliminated. The company I work for, you see it. I'm not saying that people are getting fired, but you see AI being able to do that. Like this whole thing about, excuse the fire truck. I live not far from a fire station. um, you all know that. So, there was a time where coding, like I said, was a big deal. You still hear some people brag on how their kids know how to code, and that's great. But guess what? That generation is kind of born knowing how to code. Like it's not a big deal to them. And now AI can do coding. So this is something that is eventually going to become obsolete. Is there a lot of human element? No, there is not. There's not a lot of complex problem solving and troubleshooting involved in that. Okay. Oh, looking at your window, girl, that was a fire truck, not cops. But yeah, you good. So yes, yeah, I mean, yeah, she wants to do coding. That's great. When you're young, just like how we played the video games or built with Legos, coding is another language to children. It's very easy for them to absorb once they get it down. So it's not going to be a major career of the future, in my opinion. Computer science is going to become obsolete, sort of speak. So, what is the best jobs there? You want to be the ones creating the AI programs. That's what you want to be. You want to get into the fields where you're designing AI, you're analyzing, you're building on it. So that, is that going to be a lot of jobs? No, but that's the kind of job you want to go for if you're going to be in that field. Network engineering, again, that's a big one for me. These are things that, again, require a human element, problem solving, troubleshooting. You can't really get that fully with AI. You get what I'm saying? You trying to say? I mean, you talking about looking out your window. Hey, Morena, I assumed you thought it was a cop car. Girl, I live in Philly. You know good and well. Ain't nothing that I could look down on anybody. Okay. But yeah, so software should be something that you talk to your children about when they're thinking about career paths. They want to be the ones creating the AI programs, if that makes sense. Okay. So now, instead of tech, the T in STEAM is going to be trade. And that is a huge one for me. I am into tech, so to speak, not a lot. Again, my background is electrical engineering. I put the hat on once in a blue moon, but I don't practice it. I'm in a management thing and I got into the field at one point. So I deal more with the construction and maintenance and I deal with, other things. And we'll get into that when we talk about the A. So yes, so tech is now, if you don't know this, you can bring it up anywhere. I don't know if I have something to share there. I'll have to take a look, but tech is already being replaced by AI. People are losing tech jobs right before our eyes. It is not impressive to say that you are solely in that field anymore. And I apologize. Not to hurt anybody. It's great now, but we're talking long-term plan for our children, for the future. 20 years or so, a lot of tech jobs are going to be obsolete due to automation. And it's just we see it now. It's literally happening now right in front of our faces. Okay. So trades, what trades cannot be replaced? There are some arguments about this, but I stand on it. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC, welder, there is some argument on welders because that can be done by automated machines now. But heavy machinery operation, those are things by and large that can only be enhanced by automation, enhanced by AI. It cannot be replaced. Once again, you want to think complex problem solving and the human element of troubleshooting. There's but so much that AI or automation can do there. If somebody has a pipe leaking and it's something happening from under the house, yeah, you can use automated machines that can maybe dig and get down there, but the troubleshooting to find the leak is something that the human element is needed. And frankly, if I'm hiring an electrician or a plumber, I don't want a damn robot showing up at my house. I want a person. I want the human connection. Yes, Morena, a trade is everything. People are making hella money in HVAC right now and things like that. So yes, Do not be afraid to talk to your child about a trade, okay? Those of us that got the stuff on paper are not better than those that work with their hands. It is a great job. You can make a great living. It's a lot of engineers out here struggling, okay? You know what I'm saying? So yes, trades are amazing. That's the route that you want to go. Okay. And I'm not saying it's going to be completely obsolete, but if you're talking smaller children, you want to start looking into trades. You definitely do. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into the E, right? So the engineering is still there. And I'm not being biased because that's what I do. But, I was able to turn that into something else. So entrepreneurs, that goes without saying. Yeah, girl, entrepreneur, like literally, like a madam entrepreneur. That's what I'm talking about. What you say, Terry? Yeah. I keep hearing them say that. I mean, trucks driving themselves, like hauling loads by themselves. I mean, it's going to take a lot of automation. There's going to take a lot of programming these vehicles. Like we're talking about center of gravity. We're talking about when you're turning around bins with heavy loads and things like that. Can that be replaced? I doubt it. I doubt truck drivers that are driving across states and things like that are going to be obsolete. I highly doubt that. You know what I mean? Loads going to be dropping everywhere. But it is what it is. I mean, that's just my opinion right now. But yeah, so we're going to get into entrepreneurship. Yes, owning your own business is always great. In the age of social media, online businesses are great. They're going to continue to grow. And then, of course, you have things like, stores and restaurants and things like that. So getting into business for yourself is great. Just be wary of the tech businesses, which a lot of, millennials and the Gen Zers have gotten into. They now have to look for other ways to be efficient in those type of jobs. But yeah, these are things that I feel like people have started to make bad words. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing about you have to be like the genius that, if you're not an engineer, you ain't shit, and owning your own business and things like that. Come on, like these are great jobs that have longevity. So I talked about it before. Once upon a time, I had a business. I actually I am still part of a family business. Will never say what it is because the internet is weird. But the one that I did talk about, I was specific about, was the breakfast place that I had, and it was great. But the problem was, I had to make a decision. I had really small children at the time, and my husband and I at the time were young, and the job that I had provided full medical and dental while he built his career as which I will not put out there, good career that he has. So I made the decision to drop my passion and go back to the corporate. And I was never really out of it. It was a thing where I had just had a baby, and it's a great company at the time. You could take like a leave of absence for up to a year, and of course you don't get any pay, but it was okay because I was building a business that I really loved, and it was in our community, and our community loved it. The food was great. I talk about it all the time. And yeah, so that was a decision I had to make. But in another life, if I didn't have the responsibilities I did, I would have struggled through that business, and who knows where it would be today. You know what I mean? So, okay, now we're going to get into the A, and this is what prompted this, y'all. Automation. Automation. Okay. So, we just talked about how automation is replacing a lot of people. Did you all ever hear of something called YouTube automation? I discovered today a coworker and kind of a friend. He has a YouTube channel, because I never talk about YouTube, y'all. Y'all know this. If you have a channel in the Black YouTube space, You would be crazy. Hey, and y'all made peace. You would be crazy to be telling anybody about this outside of this. You know what I'm saying? So, conversation kind of came up. I didn't really get into it. This guy who's successful, do you know he has a channel on here? 2 million subscribers. Has never been seen on there, doesn't use his own voice. I want to tell you what he does on there, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I'll share it, but right now I don't, because that might be a window into the people I know. And who knows if he decides to do something else and then talk about where we work. And I don't know about that, right? This guy told me that it's called YouTube automation. So I started doing some research, right? And got me to thinking, everybody needs to have a side hustle of YouTube automation. I don't care how successful you are. Stop reading books on your free time. I'm only kidding. But the things that you do on your free time, right? Start getting into YouTube automation. Create a channel, and I'm going to share some images here. So all of these are free, and he actually uses some of these. He has an editing software, but this is what this fool does, y'all. Again, not talking about what he does. So here we go. You see this right here. Everybody knows ChatGPT. Everybody knows what that is. So this guy will tell ChatGPT, I want to do a YouTube video about ABC. Write me a script for YouTube. ChatGPT will write the script for him. Crazy, isn't it? Hold on, let me get my, because I want to show you something. Something just popped in my head about real life automation. Let me get my papers out the way because I want to draw something for you if I have time. So yeah, he tells them to to write up a script, right? ChatGPT writes up the script for him. Then after the script is written up, there is something called Clipchamp. Clipchamp is one of the many text-to-speech AI programs that are out there. So if y'all be clicking on them things on YouTube, and I'm subbed to several of them. They're great. Like one I'm subbed to is, and I've shared it before, but usually when I share stuff, I only keep it up for a few hours. When it's somebody else's channel, then I'll take it down just to get the awareness out there. Somebody does like the hip hop conspiracy stuff. If y'all remember, I shared it with LL's Fine Self when they showed how he did the what was it? Wait, what was the Gap commercial? But he said for us, by us in the lyrics. So it was like his underhanded way of talking about FUBU at the time. But anyway, I digress. The person clearly is an AI voice. It sounds like a black dude from the UK, you know? So Clipchamp is where you would take your script from ChatGPT, drop it right into Clipchamp, put it on text to speech, and it'll give you that whatever voice you want, man, woman, whatever accent, race. It now is saying the script for you. You don't even have to have your voice out here, you know? And when you really think about it, these are the ones that got those millions of subscribers, the faceless, voiceless people. You know what I'm saying? So Clipchamp, and I'm showing you these icons because this is homework for everybody in 2026. This is something that I'm going to commit to. I'm going to create a channel when I get time sometime next year, and I'm going to play around with it, and we're going to do a case study, and I'm going to revisit it and see, because this dude got 2 million subscribers. Okay. That is the ultimate side hustle, y'all. YouTube automation. That is one of the new A's replacing Steam. Okay. Now the next one. I know that you've all seen this. I recently downloaded this. It is a free app called CapCut, and this is a video editor. So you can put that on your device, and you can edit in with this here. You're going to use it in unison with sites like Pixabay. Pixabay is free. It has all kinds of videos and images, no matter what. Like you could be talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and while the AI voice is talking, Pixabay probably got something with dragons running through a damn castle or something. Like that's is all these go in unison. So once you get that, you put it in CapCut, and then there you go. Now again, he did say he has editing software, but these are some free apps that, if you want to get into it, you can probably get the paid version of these apps to really go in over time as your channel starts to grow. So yeah, his content does matter. But when I tell you, Morena, it's not even nothing that deep. It is not nothing that deep. I'm just going to put it like this. It's pop culture. It's pop culture, and I'm going to leave it there. It's like talking about like the top 3 this from history, or the top 5 this in history. When I tell you, and he got 2 million subscribers. Unreal. You just never know. So look, this is what popped in my head when we're talking about automation, right? So I talk about it, and I don't know, I might have talked about this before. So what I've been doing at work in Philly, we had, well, not in just Philly, but the surrounding area, we had a pretty bad storm go through the other day. And we have something where, like I told you, I get called to action when it goes down, when the distribution system shuts down and poles are everywhere and things like that. So we have something where it's like, okay, level 3, elevated level, let's get to work. We get crews from all over the country and we do our thing, right? So let me show you. Let me just give you an example of automation from what I do. Then I'm going to share something showing another level of automation. So here goes some little boring nerd work right here. Okay, y'all. I am going to draw the most simple circuit that you have ever seen in life. And what this circuit is, it is a distribution system. You see it every day when you're walking down the street. You see poles and wires going down the road, right? But what you don't know is what are these weird devices and these weird boxes and things like that, right? So I'm going to show you what has happened over time. Excuse my crazy ass handwriting, and I hope that you all can see this. So this is, and we're going to get more in detail, right? But this is a very simple circuit, okay? So this is circuit 1 and this is circuit 2. When you walk down the street or drive down the road, the poles are invisible in this, right? But you got wire here, you got wire there, right? And then there are these boxes, and it's a lot of different terms. I'm not going to bore you with these, right? That connect the circuits, or they may be going down one specific circuit. And when we say circuit or feeder, we're talking about continuity electric that feeds a neighborhood. So let's say I live in North Philly, right? This would be a substation. We're going to call this North Philly substation, right? And when you think about what a substation is, think about a building that houses some of the biggest circuit breakers that you've ever seen. You know how in your house, if something sparks a little bit, the breaker is a safety mechanism. The breaker will trip and probably burn out and take the hit so that your house doesn't catch on fire. You remember back in the day, we had fuses. Circuit breakers are a more advanced version of that, right? So let's think about this as the source. This is the substation. This is North Philly sub that is feeding the neighborhood. All the electricity is coming from transmission lines being stepped down to feed this distribution line here, right? So you have the main source, you have a whole bunch of wires which feed thousands and thousands of customers in some cases, really hundreds in one circuit, right? Then you may have a box here, or you will have a box here, and this is old school. It's a box just sitting open with a blade hanging down, that if you close it, it will connect two circuits. And then you have more wire, feeding a bunch of customers. And then it's another box here that is open that can connect you to another circuit as well. So circuit 1 and circuit 2. So let's say this X right here, right? Let's say that X is a tree that fell. Over 20 years ago, this tree would fall, bring all the wire down between two poles or more. A troubleman, whatever you want to call them, a lineman, gets sent out to patrol a circuit, which in some cases, some rural areas can be miles long, and try to find the problem. All we know is that the circuit is off. We have no idea what caused that problem. So they'll start at the substation. They'll call in and say, oh, yep, the breaker sensed something. It sensed something happened downstream. So the breaker tripped open. The breaker opened up. And that's about where it ends, right? That's the only thing that's automated to a certain extent. Now, what he has to do is drive his happy ass in maybe bad weather. It could be the middle of the night. It can be a right of way, trees, heavy wooded area, driving and looking and trying to find an issue, right? So he's driving, came across the tree down. So in the meantime, it could be the winter. It could be a heat wave. You got customers sitting around either hot as hell or cold as hell. You got people with medical conditions that their CPAP machines aren't working, their life support, whatever may be happening in these homes, sitting there without power. This is what it was like at one time. So he sees the tree down and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see a tree down at this area. So let me keep on driving and see what I can find here, right? So he may find a box right after this tree, maybe a few blocks away, maybe, if it's rural, maybe more than a few blocks. He'll see this box here, which is normally closed, but it's an isolation point. He would get out of his truck, pull out a literal 30-foot stick. I know this motion looks crazy, but that's how it looks. The stick is about 5 feet and they just extend it to 30 feet. Then he has to wiggle around, pop this box open. Okay, so he popped that box open. Now he was able to isolate this tree and wire down between these two devices. Now he's going to figure out how to get some customers back on. He's going to go to this device, which connects two circuits, and he's going to close this box in, which is going to now backfeed. So all these customers that were no longer getting their source are now being backfed from another circuit because he closed this box in. But now these customers, poor things, will not get power back until somebody comes and cuts up the damn tree, which could be 100 feet tall. And then another group comes in and puts the wire back up. And that can take hours and hours and hours. If you remember, there was a time for all of us older people, before automation was a thing. If you were the unlucky person that was in the area where that happened, you just had to suffer through it. So let's talk about what automation does now, okay? We are going to talk about those lucky people who you have had a power outage in your area, right? You hear the big boom, right? And your power goes out. If you came back on within a few minutes, nobody came out there, Superman didn't show up and put the wire back up, you are now the happy recipient of automated devices on the distribution system. Now, these devices need to be programmed. There is an intelligence element to it. So yeah, is it going to cut back on people's jobs? Yes, but very little. And let me explain why. Okay, so now with automated devices, you have your source here. This box that he has to manually open and close is now something called a recloser. This is now programmed to sense a loss of potential and open up on its own. Or it can change to another setting and just wait for some type of electric to come and pick the circuit back up. And then this device is called a tie. Whereas we had to close boxes, drive and close boxes to tie circuits together, it does it for you now. So let's use this same scenario. Tree falls here. This circuit breaker is now a super automated device. It senses an issue downstream. It's going to open up. And because this device is automated, it's going to sense that loss of potential. Its daddy stopped feeding it. So what it's going to do is going to go into a setting and say, I'm going to wait for my daddy to try one more time. And if daddy don't get the job done, I'm just going to pop open, right? So 30 seconds later, instead of this just dropping open and staying open, it is going to try back again. And the reason it's going to close itself in and try back again is because a tree branch could have just hit the wire and sat there as opposed to ripping the wire down. It could have been a small glitch that caused a hiccup, and this closing back in would be great. So this will try to close back in. Nothing will happen. Or I apologize, something will happen because the wire is down. This will pop open again. This device senses that, pops open, and now this tie says, this circuit doesn't have power, and we have a device open. That tie is going to close on its own and instantly pick up customers. All right. So this is what we see every day. Now that just reduced the outage within seconds as opposed to someone having to patrol. Now, when I see a circuit like this, remember, you're going to have wires going all over the place like this. And these are all customers, hundreds and hundreds of customers. I put the engineer hat on and say, well, damn, it's about 2,000 customers from point A to point B. How can we shorten that? There are now devices called interrupters. Interrupters are kind of new. Instead of these reclosers and ties, you will have 3 smaller reclosers that can pulse and talk to each other. They can send low amp readings to each other without disturbing the circuit. So if this trips, right, and this tries back, it's going to hold because there's a device here. This is now going to send low amp pulses to the next guy and say, hey, is anything going on between you and me? That's about 500 customers there, 500 homeowners that need electricity. Okay, nope, nothing there. I'm on, I'm good. Now there's a low amp pulse that's going to try to go from this device to that device. It's going to sense loss of potential. It's going to sense wires down. It's going to drop open. This device is going to drop open, and this device is going to close. So now I was able to make the circuit more efficient as an engineer. That's what I used to do. Instead of 2,000 customers being out, we put up enough devices to where it's only 100 out, maybe, until someone can come and get that tree back up. So after I stopped with the engineering thing, I, as you saw me, put on the clothes and went out to learn the mechanics of the work. I didn't want to just see prints. It looks like spaghetti soup. That's what you call it, depending on how intricate the circuit is. This is nothing. There's wires and devices everywhere. But I wanted to learn the standard for how these devices are built, how they get programmed out in the field. So I started to go out with contractors and manage them and ran with crews. And I love to do that. So there you have it, right? You see what happens over the years. Now, we used to have a ton of linemen that we needed to stand by. They worked all kinds of different shifts. And when I say we, I'm talking about throughout the country. Now with these devices, you maybe need one guy on a midnight shift. Just one, because when that outage happens, there's a person sitting at a computer now watching device 1 open, device 2 open, device 3 close, device 2 try back again. And then when it's all pretty, okay, hey, Bill, we're off between point A and point B. You got like one little stand to go look at. Your job is 10 times easier now. So that is what automation does. That is the effect of what I see it doing in the industry that I'm in. And that's just one example. I can give many examples. So here's another thing, y'all. Did you see the flying cars in China? Oh, I'm definitely in a male-dominated field. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I kick ass in it. And I'm not bragging, but I kick ass in it, okay? Because I love what I do. And I want to do everything. That's a downside for me, though. So did y'all see these flying cars? We're going to share this real quick, y'all. Here's another example. Not saying that Uber is going to go out of business, but we want to start looking at the trajectory where things are going. Okay, it's a little creepy. Automated flying vehicles. Okay, and we're going to share it real quick. Okay. There we go.
For most people, the idea of getting around on a flying car seems possible only in the distant future. But in China, that reality may not be so far away. The government is encouraging the growth of what it calls the low-altitude economy, aircraft that fly below 1,000 meters. This EHang electric vehicle is the first in the world to be certified by a national aviation authority for commercial use.
With the gradual popularization of low-altitude flights, this type of air taxi will become widespread. It will become a daily mode of transportation, a lifestyle to enjoy.
It takes off and lands vertically, no runway required. And in this case, no pilot. That means I can try it myself. The interior is simple, 2 seats and a navigation screen. The route is pre-programmed. In case of emergency, there's a button I can press to communicate with the operators on the ground, and a small fire extinguisher. But before I could ask about a parachute, here we go! I was off. We're going up. I'm not going to look down.
So remember, this is below 1,000 meters, and it's automated. No runway, no forward motion needed, just straight up and down like a helicopter. But they're calling them taxis. So we'll see.
This air taxi can travel at speeds of up to 90 kilometers an hour for 130 kilometers. It's quite a view, but a little unnerving not having controls. The company says automation reduces accidents caused by human error. But if you prefer to drive,
I'll try to teach you how to fly this in less than a minute.
There are other options. The firm AirRidge is waiting for regulatory approval for its land aircraft carrier, which can be automated or controlled using a driving stick. The flying vehicle is stored and transported inside this van, the ground unit.
You can store it in your own personal parking space. You can drive it with your own personal passenger driving license to, say, some scenic sites, and you can charge it, use this ground unit to charge the aircraft for up to 6 times. So you can fly freely without worrying about the infrastructure.
And the cost? One of these will set you back $300,000 to $400,000. So far, EHang's biggest customers are tourism companies and governments using them for policing and firefighting. But experts say this is just the beginning. As long as you can conquer your fear of heights.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to stop it there. That's crazy to me that, it's one thing that is saying they're being used for policing and all of that. Remember the stream I did on drones? So I'm a drone pilot, not an outside drone pilot. I have a commercial grade drone, and I don't even bring it home. I keep it at work, and now the position that I'm in, I don't even get to use it. But hopefully someday I'll get back to using it. Remember that stream I did when we on the solar eclipse like a year ago, and I'm in my window and this drone's going crazy. It's always drones around here, y'all. And when I tell you, some of them drones be looking like that. They be hella big. They so big, right? And I remember doing some research and found out that Philadelphia Police Department is using drones. Now, I don't know if they're using those. Obviously, this is not China, but they're definitely not small drones like the ones that I fly. Definitely not that. They're bigger because you can hear them. They're loud, and some of them come pretty close because I'm up high in my apartment building. So it is what it is, right? Again, is this replacing all Uber drivers? No, but this is just another example of automation. So that is why that field is very important to get in. Engineering from an automation perspective and a side hustle. Everybody in 2026 needs to think of a niche and have a automated YouTube channel. It is what it is. After what I saw today, I was blown away. I said, I'm going to do a test study, like I said. And yeah, there you have it. Okay. You need the what are you talking about? Hold on, let me see what's up going on up here. I don't think it would pollute the air more than a diesel fueled vehicle, or even, gasoline. They pollute the air pretty bad. That's the reason they're trying to do this push for these horrible solar vehicles. And you would think I would be okay with that. But when I tell you, a friend of mine have a coworker, he's an engineer. He had a what's it called, a Mustang, the solar powered Mustang, and he's trying to convince me before I bought my vehicle, like why I should go with a solar vehicle. Got me in that thing, gave me like he was driving, I'm in the thing. This fool had to push a button to make the vehicle make a fake engine sound. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that solar powered vehicles that are like the Speed Demon type vehicles, and don't get me wrong, they move, but he had to push a button as if that was impressive. I was like, oh, hell no. No, we won't be doing that. I'm going to be sticking with my real fast cars until they force me not to. Yes. Hey, King, peace. Yeah. So there you have it, y'all. I know I bored y'all a little bit with the whole automation thing, but it's just little small things that are happening in my own life to help you put that in perspective. How things were one way so long ago. Everything was so manual. Now, in a blink of an eye, jobs are being slowly but surely replaced. And the things you want to look at is complex problem solving and troubleshooting. Those are the elements that will never be able to be involved. And then I know this is going to sound corny, but the human element, like I said, if I hire an electrician, I don't want a robot showing up at my house. I'm going to hire the person. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to feel that way as well. All right. So now we're going to get into the last one, the M. Now, this at one time fell under science, but because we changed the S to software and we targeted the type of software jobs, M is now medicine. And medicine is a huge one, especially for my community, the Black community. We do not have enough people in the medical field, and this is dwindling down, especially in OBGYN. We definitely need more Black people, specifically Black women, I would say, to go into the OBGYN field. You have been seeing the foolishness. Shabo, I know you saw the foolishness, that one short that you shared of Black women continuing to be the most disrespected and abused when it comes to childbirth. It is abhorrent what is happening out there. And it just may be greatly reduced if more Black women get into that field. Then there's other fields like physical therapy and things like that. You know what I mean? And we definitely need more psychiatrists. There are some studies, and I hate that I didn't bring any up, but there are some studies out there that say the fatigue that's going to start happening, the depression that's going to come out of automation is going to cause a lot of people mental stress. And that makes perfect sense. When jobs become obsolete, people are going to start losing their minds. So looking into all the medical fields, again, getting back to hands-on, the things that AI and automation can't replace, you want to tell your children about those things, okay? Because this is nothing yet. We are seeing the beginning of what automation is. Even though a lot of it has been around for 20 years, this is still very much the beginning, all right? And it's only going to get crazier and crazier. Like, I've seen all kinds of stuff when I tell you, like, there's something that I've been pushing to order for, like when I go off system and run crews like out of state when there's big devastation. You have like these machines like called rear property machines that if there's a little tight alleyway and a bunch of broken poles, you have to kind of wiggle your way, and then it gets to a point where it's so bad you have to manually drag the pole back there. It can cause a lot of injuries, a lot of damage to the ground and things like that. They have these machines now that is like a small little compact vehicle with a claw that'll literally just carry the pole. And it looks so fucking creepy. It'll carry the pole to any tight area and it will set the pole for you. Isn't that crazy? So a lot of things are changing. You know what I mean? A lot of things are changing. So definitely, y'all, have the conversation with the youngsters. You don't have to be a genius, because when I tell you, no offense, if you are a lineman or a gas mechanic or a plumber, there's some dumb ones out there, okay? You got to be smart, but I'm just talking shit right now, okay? You don't have to be a genius, all right? And this mindset today that if you're not a genius, if you're not able to get into these tech fields, you're not going to be successful, it's all good. It's all good, because tech jobs are going to be lost over the upcoming years. We need people that can work with their hands. We need tradesmen and women. That's what we need. Okay. There's plenty of room for those of us that are doing the engineering thing. It'll always be a need for engineers, but true success can also come in the way of working with your hands. You know what I mean? Yes, I do. I do, Morena. Oh, Hurricane Sandy. Oh my goodness. What was my first one? I don't want to age myself. We had something over here called Irene. That was when I first started getting the taste of what I wanted to do. I was still at the company then, and I did some emergency stuff, but it was a storm called Irene when that happened. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I definitely do. And I think over time, I'm going to start getting more comfortable with talking about it a little bit more. I am still so stuck in the crazy people on YouTube that I feel like I can't share information, but I really can. I'm just not doing it right now. There are some promising things that I'm kind of seeing. There's something that I kind of want to do on here. I talked to one or two people about it, something I kind of want to do, and you all may see it if I do it, may greatly help the future of some people, some young people. But I don't know yet. Shut up. What year was Irene? I was very young. I told you I started the company I work for. I started very young. I got all my certifications and degrees and all that after, while I was working there. I didn't go to college first and start working there. I was super young. Shut up. Yes, I was super young. I told you I'm in my 40s. I'm just not saying what part of my 40s. Y'all figure it out. It's all good, you know. Not that I'm afraid. I hate my age. It's just weirdos on here. That's all. I just don't want to say too much. So there you have it, y'all. Now, are there some other ones? Yes. Like I always say, engineering is always going to be an E because it's a need for that. The A, some people may not like this. We'll have a conversation about this another time. And I actually talked about this on a live before. Arm up. That's the A. Arming up as far as going to the armed forces and being police officers. I'm a huge proponent of Black people gaining those skills. You know what I mean? And remembering who you are when you gain those skills. I'm a huge proponent of us policing our own neighborhoods. I'm a huge proponent of if you didn't have everything handed to you like some people did, and college isn't working for you, and even a trade, the traditional way of getting a trade isn't working, go ahead into the Air Force and pick up something there. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. When my son, now remember, I told you this, he was in college. He was working a part-time job. He just came to me one day and told me he enrolled in the Air Force. He didn't give me any notice. Nothing. He said that he just was so not happy. He had already piled up so many engineer credits from the school he went to. He went to a really good high school. You know, Philly has those here where if you get really good grades, it's called a special admission school. It's still considered a public school, but you have to go through like an interview and you have to present projects and things like that to get into the school. They're STEM-based schools, if you know what I mean. And what they do is they prep you there. You build up college level credits depending on what field you go in. And for him, it was engineering. It was a no-brainer because he's so smart. You know, like a lot of that generation is. They're so super smart. And he's a kid. He's still very young, believe it or not. I talk about him like he's an adult, but he's not. Like he literally just became legal. So you can do the math there. Pretty much just became legal. So yes, there you have it, y'all. But yeah, that's all. Have those conversations. I filled out almost an hour, and that's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm just going to briefly say something. Y'all are not going to know what I'm talking about. Maybe one or two people will. But listen, I really don't have time for the foolishness, okay? I just want to have a short conversation about when it is safe and appropriate to move on. Even if you don't move on, to go scorch earth on people that have nothing to do with your situation is inappropriate, is very disrespectful. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you, but I'm highly annoyed that you create, as a woman, because I know who you are, you create male troll accounts. I be minding my business, putting up shorts. And because you don't like a person that I'm friends with on YouTube, you troll my account and you insult me. And when we having a ball on certain channels that we enjoy, you pop your dumb ass up, talking shit in the comments, as if we give a fuck, that after so many years, you have not moved on. I abhor you to get therapy at this point. I really hope the best for you because see what people do, y'all, right? Under the guise of, to all my Christians, I love y'all. This is not to the good Christians, but Christians are the worst. Y'all my least favorite religion because you know I don't like religion, but Christians are my least favorite. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you, but I've been there, done that. And people on YouTube tend to use that Christianity banner and they on here creating motherfucking troll accounts. They up here talking mad shit. They up here sending strays to people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing because after years, you apparently did not move on. Like, sis, you need a man. And I'm not saying you have to have a man, but it's clear that you need a man right now. Like you need another companion. And that's okay. It's okay. Get another companion and maybe you'll leave me the fuck alone. I don't know what else you got going on, but please stop coming in my comments. Because if y'all notice the short I did the other week where I had my booty in the camera and I said, stay out my comments before I make you cry, talking about that bitch ass person. Creating these dude troll accounts and talking shit. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You get what I'm saying? Nothing to do with it. Nothing. And then I just create another short saying you need to busy yourself with something. Because I've been working all weekend. I was chilling, listening to somebody's channel that I really enjoy. And then this weirdo pops up in the chat talking about the same old talking points over something some of us ain't have shit to do with. Nobody has shit to do with. Just shooting at all of us because we not teaming up and going in. I don't know what the fuck it is that you want from me. I just want to mind my business. That's all I want to do. But I'm not going to keep on being like, you're not going to keep on dragging me into it. That's all I'm saying. Just stay the fuck out my comments. Go get some therapy, please. Okay. I'm asking you very nicely. I would offer, assistance because my life is about service, but I really don't give a fuck about you. I don't know what you're doing. Don't watch you. I only know that troll account is fucking you. That I know. And I'm not going to tell you how I know. This ain't no guessing shit. I know that it's you. So I really wish that you would just leave me the fuck alone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Nobody wants their marriage or anything to end or whatever like that. But motherfucking, like what? Listen. We got to come up with ways to like recognize when something is not good for us. Like I could use myself. I use myself as an example. Like, God damn it. Y'all seen July? You seen what happened to me in July. I might have to cut this part out. See, I took a perfectly good stream. I mean, I went through the ultimate embarrassment, the ultimate betrayal. You know what I'm saying? It's the worst feeling in the world when you are ride or die, when you give your all, your everything, your body, your heart, your soul, everything, not money. That was a negative rumor. Never gave money. Cut it out. Didn't buy nobody no damn cars and nothing like that. Stop it. But when you give your all, and then it turns out that that person is not what you thought they were. And this is not me picking blame on anybody with that situation, because they know who I'm talking to. But, you know, it is what it is. What right, wrong, and different. You give your all, you find out the person is not for you. It is no goddamn reason after 3 motherfucking years, you should be in random people's chat who just cool with the people that you're mad at on here, never did a live on you, never talked about you, don't know nothing about you other than a few little interactions few years ago in chats. That's about it. Why are you bothering other people? And you creating troll accounts, and you Christian, and you supposed to be this motivational speaker on YouTube? Like, the hypocrisy of it all. Get busy, because I'm sure you're very busy. I'm sure being a single mother is a lot of work. I understand. Believe me, I understand. But you're not busy enough if you got time to create troll accounts and be fucking with people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing that you got going on. That's all I'm saying. And I'm sorry that I'm being this way, but it's really weird what you're doing. I'm really rubbed the wrong way. And after this, I'm not talking about it no more. Like I said, I'm just going to block you if you come around, because I usually don't even do that. If y'all notice, it has to be somebody that's really like obnoxious. And I'm not going to be blocking nobody. I really don't get into the blocking thing because I like people to see how desperate and pathetic people are when they bothering you. But this one, I kind of feel sorry. And I don't even know what's going on. I just know that you're fucking with me. That's all I know. Like, please just leave me alone. That's all I'm asking. I done been fucked with enough on here, and I don't want the devil to come out. And it won't come out again. I will never bring the devil out. All angel. I will never do that again on here. Okay? I will just ignore you. But just leave me alone, okay? And stay out of the chats. And I'm not really anywhere. Like, I literally am mainly on one channel. Can you just find somewhere else to be? That's all I'm saying. And it's not even me. Let me clear that up. I'm making it about me by saying that. It's not me they have a problem with. I'm just getting strays. Like, the weird ass person is coming into my comments, and y'all don't see them because oh, wait, what am I talking about? That coward deletes their comments. My bad. I didn't delete the comments. What am I? See, I get nervous when I come up here. I'm holding my drink. Hold on. The coward deletes the comments. I hate people like that. They put the comment, they responded to one of your comments, Shaybo. You probably didn't see it. They responded to one of your comments talking shit and then deleted it after a couple minutes. And it's like, well, this is really what you're doing? Really? So that's all I'm saying. Just please leave me out of it. Please leave me out of it. And I'm cool with who I'm cool with. If you don't like it, just stay the fuck away from us. Like I don't know what you're doing. Haven't watched you in years. Not my kind of content. That shit fake fucking Christians, because obviously you're not living like one. You're not very Christ-like. I don't do fake religious people. I don't do religious people, period. Because like I said, been there, done that. But I think it's great. Religion is great for those that need it, because you need it, but you just fake with it. That's the problem. You just fake with it. So that's all. Please just leave me alone. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Man, back to the drawing board. I got a couple more days of work, but I'm definitely going to come up here again soon because I'm about to have I got to burn a lot of time. I'm about to have a lot of time off through the new year. And I think I got some plans. I don't know yet because it was something I wanted to do, but then I got an invite to do something for New Year's Eve. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know yet. We'll see. Anywho. Girl, yeah, I'm not. That's why I'm talking shit because you know me. I usually don't say nothing, and then it has to be like threats made to me to say something. Fuck that. Just stay out my comments. I'm talking now because it ain't that deep. Like I'm not gonna ever know if they said anything. They probably guessing if I'm talking because you know these weird women on here be thinking I'm talking about them when I'm clearly not. But a hit dog shouldn't holler in this case. If you didn't create a man troll account and talk mad shit on my comments and then pop up on lives that me and the people I'm cool with are on talking mad shit as said dude, that same account, this is not the fuck about you. So mind your damn business. You know who you are. So just cut it the fuck out, okay? That's all I'm asking. Can we just please live over here? Please. Like, please, okay? Because I'm about to retire. Like, I'm retiring. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I already said it. I'm retiring from what I'm doing on here. Y'all ain't going to keep abusing me, all right? I have fun. But after one more debate, I'm fucking retired. Okay. Y'all ain't abusing me no more. I love y'all, but I don't have the mental capacity. I'm too fucking busy building. All right. I got some things I need to build. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all for hanging out. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night. I will talk to you soon. Peace.